always think it's not so much good relations as good relationships. It's building relationships, it's reaching out there to other people and just seeing where as a community organisation we can lend that helping hand. I think like most people, getting involved in community relations sort of comes through a back door. So I was widowed when I was 30 and it was Coromila, going to the Treetops project in Coromila where I started to get bereavement counselling for my two daughters at the time. Their father was in the army and took his own life one night with, I suppose nowadays it would be called post-traumatic stress. Wasn't really a term for them, but we went to Treetops for bereavement counselling. I at the stage worked for City Bus as a bus driver. Got the opportunity when I was there. My father was a great one for, if you get something you should give something back. So my give back was going to Coromila and driving the bus for Coromila. And I got involved in the Ballyduff community group, and it was a man, John Scott, who was a previous councillor. But John got me interested in community work, and through that, at the Community Relations Forum, we got an opportunity to go and join it. I think at that stage my life needed to change. I'd become a bit in the doldrums and I was needing something. If you ever get something out of life, give something back. You're helping other people and you've gone through a bit of rough in your own past. Do you know, when you can help somebody, you can get them on, or you can refer them on, signpost them on to somebody else, or you can do simple things with them. I kind of think that makes a big difference. I get a lot out of the work that I do. And when I go around places where that a group is starting to, you know, the Ballycraigies and Antrim and all, where that they're starting to get on their feet and you're giving them that support and they're ringing you to ask you, sorry to bother you, but I've got a question. I love the fact that they feel that they can come to you. I didn't know how to do books. I didn't know how to fill in the monitoring forms and all. It was the support from CRC that was able to show me this is how it's done. With the support of them, I am now able to tweet. I am now having a better Facebook page. I now have the ability to put our organisation at the bottom of the letters. That in itself, for me, is a massive big thing. The area that I work in is a very large area. It stretches from, I suppose, Bellevue Bridge in North Belfast, and it finishes in Toome, so that encompasses Toome, Randallstown, Antrim, Crumlin, Ballyduff, Kermoney, Mollusk. You know, such a massive big area. And yes, there only is me as the paid worker, and yes, overnight my area doubled in size from Newtownabbey to Antrim, and there are various differences between the two boroughs. I'm lucky in a way I've got a rural and an urban. I get the best of both, but it is very diverse. I came through the door and gone, oh, I feel tired or whatever, but I've never came through the door going, I don't want to be here. You know, yes, of course there's days whenever things happen and you feel, am I at the right job here? You get sort of a knockback or a kick in the teeth, let's say, and you kind of sit and say, why do you bother? And then 10 minutes later somebody comes through the door and they make you realise why you bother. I suppose I have a vested interest in Glengormley. I was born in Glengormley. My mother and sister all still live here. I still live in the borough. I hate the idea that antisocial behaviour and youth are in the same settings, because nearly 70% of antisocial behaviour doesn't involve youth at all. But we don't tend to pick out on that one. You know, the litter pickers, the loud music at night times, the dog fouling, all come under antisocial behaviour, all come under that whole auspice. I kind of like to think that we've got transigent youth in our borough, so they're coming in from outside areas. You know, there's a reason why they're coming in, and we need to be actually addressing that. Sometimes I think it's not even sectarian, it's a wee bit like, it's fun. You know, it's nice to get a chase from the police, have a laugh with a social worker or the community worker that's there trying to say to you, what do you want to do? Well, what they want to do sometimes is stand in a corner and have a drink and have a smoke. We're not going to be able to give them that, but that doesn't mean that we forget that they're there. That means that we go out there and we talk to them and we say, you know, that's fine what you're doing, you may think it's a bit of fun. What if it was your granny's house that you 30 of you were standing outside? Would she find it fun? So it's not about going, you shouldn't stand outside, it's getting them to rethink the things that they're doing. And that, the old saying of it takes a village to rear a child, I think is so true. We chase them, we need to look at a more holistic, but were we chasing them from your house to my house back to your house? And I think we need to kind of look a wee bit bigger and get more involved. At the moment we're running classes with Dialogue for Diversity in another building because we don't have the space within our own building to do it. So yes, I would love to perhaps, as I say, advance out the back, put another hall on that we can organise, look for further funding for admin support, for another worker. Those are all the things that in between doing my applications for the stuff that we already have going on, I kind of would like to clone me and be able to say, you stay in the office while I go out and do all the other things. Good relations is a kind of bit that people kind of laugh sometimes about, oh, good relations, what is it and what do you do? I think this should be the core of everything that we do. Peace and good relations and a brighter future and a vibrant future. It's not going to be done overnight, but it can be done bit by bit. Yes, things happened in the past and we got on with it, but sometimes I have a great saying about the curtain twitchers that my friends laugh at, but they're kind of the people that talk about it but do nothing about it, kind of look out of our own front doors and go, well, it's not happening to me, so I don't need to do anything about it. We all need to do something about it. I try my best. Can't be done by one person in this area, it has to be done, but that's the building up of our community relationships.